everybody, it's Allison again, www.sdlprostrategy.com. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Today's video is going to be on rotator cuff, and we're not going to go through like difficult stuff. This is going to be the basics. So if you've had rotator cuff problems, if you have a tight rotator cuff, if you have torn your rotator cuff, if you've had surgery, you really want to go through the physical therapy process first until you're cleared by your doctor. So this is a really touchy one, and your range of motion for this may be really small. Just remember to always move and resist, work within your range of motion, and if something hurts, stop doing it. So again, we're not going to go through a lot of stuff here, and you might not be able to even do it all. But we'll start with, so I have, one of my clients had a rotator cuff problem. She had a tear, and she had gone through physical therapy and pretty much rehabbed it, but then she always had problems with it afterwards. And she took a cycling class once. She said, we did this stretch, and it was like over here, and it just felt terrible on my rotator cuff. So, yeah, we don't just want to yank. This is just yanking the muscle across. We can't do that to the poor rotator cuff. So what you want to do, if you can, is hook your elbows. So I'm pushing my elbows out, and if they need to be low, they need to be low, but I really love for them to be up, like shoulder height if you can, and push the elbows into the hands. And then you're going to move from side to side as much as you can. My microphone's kind of getting like crunched here. So we're contracting by pushing the elbows out. And warming up those muscles. So really handle this with kid gloves because, you go too far and you're going to feel that pain. And then the second stretch, and this isn't really even a rotator cuff stretch, but it kind of hits on those rear delt muscles, and it might help you a little bit, is a kneeling stretch. So we're going to come into a kneeling position. My blanket here. Hopefully I have enough space and I won't get cut off. And I'm going to bring my right knee forward, okay? And I'm going to cross my left elbow over. The action here is you're going to push this way, and the resistance in the stretch is going to go this way. So we want to push the arm up. That's the action, okay? So I'm going to take my opposite arm and push down as the arm goes up. This is strength. And then keep pushing that way and then rotate it opposite direction. Again, work within your range of motion. You may only have that much range of motion. I'm almost cringing at some of you because I know, and this is a doozy. This is the big one. Well, as far as like what you're going to probably feel. And then we'll switch the legs. Hopefully my microphone won't get in the way on this side. So I'm crossing my elbow over. Again, I'm moving my arm this way. Not this way. It's really external, internal rotation. Okay? So this is going up. I'm going to push it down gently with the other hand. Just try it. If it hurts, stop doing it. That's all I can say. And we do have problem solving with this muscle, but I feel like with the rotator cuff, a lot of times, sometimes it's lat, sometimes it's delt. And I can actually feel my rotator cuff right there. You can feel it on this side, stretching. And then the true rotator cuff, and they might not be able to do this one because hands are above the head. And I know a lot of you people that have the rotator cuff problems, it's really painful to put your arms above your head. So, don't do it. Maybe get a band and kind of work on putting it around your wrist and opening and closing. That's always a good one. A gentle band, even just, a rubber band. It doesn't have to be much. But this one, the arms are above the head. I'm going to interlace my fingers, And I'm going to push my palms together, and then I'm going to imagine my fingers pulling apart. I'm going to try to keep my hands above my head. As I do that, I'm going to bring my elbows towards each other and then open. And it's not really a resistance stretch, but we're going to call it a resistance stretch today, because this is the rotator cuff stretch for ki-hara. Okay? And then, after that, you want to finish it off. We're going to do delt stretch. So I'm going to bring the arm up. I'm going to push it down with the opposite arm. Let's do this arm first. My microphone won't get in the way. So I'm going to push the arm up. I'm going to push it down with the opposite arm. And as so my arm is pushing up, my other arm is pushing down, and I'm going to tilt the head over. So that's for your delt. And you can do the other side. Same thing. I'm pushing up. And I'm actually tractioning the elbow away from me. And then after you do kind of maybe 6 or 8 of these, then we can do lat. And I would say probably the safest way for you to do lat is to do the kneeling version. So for the kneeling version, I'm on my mat. I've got my hand forward. I'm going to put it on the mat, press, and as I press into the mat, I'm going to pull back and just work within your range of motion. You don't have to go crazy on this one, because I know that you're going to be catching some of those rotator cuff muscles as well. So that's another good one. Remember, you're always pushing the hand into the mat. And then that's probably it for today. I would say those first two, probably the most useful. If you can do this one's great. It really helps rehab that rotator cuff and gets it to strengthen and stretch at the same time. Please leave any questions and concerns in the comments. And you have to subscribe to make a comment, so please do that as well. And I'll see you next time. Happy stretching.